Hello, my name is Deborah Danis and I'm the Director of the Toronto North Barrie Tax Services Office. I've been asked today to speak to you about mental health. This is a topic that's near and dear to my heart, and I hope you'll spend a few minutes listening to me as I talk about the importance of this and what you can do to support a healthy workplace. Firstly, mental health is not just the absence of mental illness. It's much bigger than that. It's allowing people to meet their capacity, to really explore their abilities, to deal with stress in a workplace or in the broader society, and to contribute to their communities. It's just like being physically fit. It's not just the absence of being physically ill. It's more than that. It's about having energy to do all the things you want to do, to feel good in your own body. The same is mental health. And mental health and physical health are inextricably linked. All of you probably know someone who's had a period of mental ill health. It could be depression or anxiety, or it could be a long-term illness such as bipolar disorder. So think about it. Maybe you've had a problem with depression. Maybe you've seen a street person who's dealing with addiction and other mental health issues. Maybe you have a teenager in your life who's been suicidal and you've had to deal with that. And also, when we look at the broader picture, there's been a lot of discussion around suicide in general, and more specifically among some of our First Nations communities. And lastly, as our population grows older, perhaps you're dealing with a parent or a family member who's even dealing with dementia or perhaps Alzheimer's. These are all forms of mental ill health, and we have to do something about it. You might ask yourself, well, is it my problem? And I would say absolutely. When we look at the World Health Organization, mental health is a priority. They've identified that 1 in 4 individuals will experience episodic or long-term mental ill health at some point in their lifetime. That's tragic. And a lot of it is preventable, and we'll talk a little bit about that. More importantly, let's look at the cost to individuals and families about mental ill health. Did you know that mental health costs us $1 trillion annually? And that's US dollars. We've got to do better than this. So let's talk about what you can do to help people with mental ill health, including maybe yourself one day. So the first thing, and this is an appropriate time to speak to you because Mental Ill Health Week is May 2nd to 8th. So there'll be lots of campaigns and learning opportunities. And my first piece of advice is get some education. Learn about mental health. Learn about some of the disorders that affect people, and also a little bit about how do you identify if someone maybe is dealing with mental ill health. You may see a change in their appearance. They may become very quiet when perhaps they were previously boisterous. They may not show the same interest in activities of daily living that they showed before. You can help by listening, reaching out, channeling someone to the right resources so that they can get the medical assistance and the psychological support that they require. So in the week to come, go to Lunch and Learns, access information on the internet, and actively participate in activities in your community or in your workplace. The second thing is awareness, and I've already touched base on this. You know, we live in a very busy society, and we don't often have time to stop, listen, and chat with someone. But the next time you give 50 cents or $1 to a street person, take the chance to talk to them for a few minutes. Listen to them. You can make a difference in someone's life. And if you notice someone in the workplace seems isolated, then take the time to say hello, perhaps introduce them to others, perhaps ask them if they'd like to go to a lunch and learn with you. Simple things like this can make a real difference in someone's life. And if an individual is starting to encounter depression, perhaps they've had a loss in their life or a serious change, you might be the person that helps them avoid a more serious situation. So being aware and actively listening can make a real difference. And then the third point is we have a wealth of resources in the city. There's no question we need to do more. But get to know what your employee assistant program offers. Find out about resources in your city. So we have the Center for Addiction and Mental Health in Toronto that does some outstanding work with people from all walks of life and all ages. And having this information may help you in identifying resources for yourself, for your family, for your friends, or your colleagues. So knowing where to go is really, really important. And again, it can make all the difference if you can encourage someone who's having problems to get the appropriate support. And then lastly, boy, this is a great opportunity for you to show leadership. You know, mental health became a government-wide priority when Jenna CRA, our former clerk of the Privy Council, made it her priority. She stood up and said, this is important. And our present clerk of the Privy Council, Michael Wernick, has also made it a priority. And I'm really proud of the fact that our Prime Minister, the Honourable Justin Trudeau, has also made mental health a priority. You know, when citizens of a country make a priority of the most vulnerable of our citizens, those people that are facing mental health, it says a lot about our society. If we can do the right thing for people who are encountering this challenge, then what a better place it's going to be. And you can be the person that makes it happen. So in your workplace, if this isn't a priority, make it one. If they need someone to take the lead to arrange a lunch and learn, an education forum, set up a website, why not volunteer? You can make a difference in everyone's life. You know, about 14 years ago, I had a serious situation happen at work, and it really unsettled all of us. It was a fairly tragic situation, and we decided that we had to train everyone on mental health. We actually accessed the resources of CAMH and Mental Health Works, and we had people come into the office to train individuals, and that included unions, management, and all staff about mental health. We were able to address some myths. We were able to reinforce what could be done that was positive about mental health. And I think really just as importantly, we started to understand, what do we need to do to make the workplace better? There's an old saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Well, you know, there's a lot you can do to make the workplace welcoming, supportive, a fun place to be. And you know that'll go a long way to addressing mental health issues. So make mental health a priority in your life, in your workplace, and let's help Canada become a greater nation than it already is. I wish you good mental health, and I'll leave you with a quote by a woman by the name of Shannon Adler. And she said, never give up on someone with mental health. When we replace I with we, then mental illness becomes mental wellness. Have a good day.